for tuning in to Just a Moment of Clarity with Positive Nay. I am your host, Positive Nay. And this evening we are here with Miss Shayla Sadler. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing great. I'm excited to be here. And I have to say, I just love that. Clarity is a game changer. I use the word awareness kind of simultaneously as the way you use clarity, but that's everything. Clarity is everything.
On this platform, my goal is to bring clarity to parenting, bring
Mm,
clarity to community resources, and my business is supervised visitation, and there's so much shades of gray in that. So I
mm,
also bring clarity to supervised visitation.
yeah.
And this evening, we are bringing clarity to a awesome event that you're hosting. Celebrate You Experience 22.
Yes.
Yes, exciting. Celebrate is one of my favorite words. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Oh, good. Good, good,
But
good.
let's get started. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am Shayla Sadler, born and raised in Greenville, South Carolina. So I've been in Greenville all my life. And I am married to Rod, who is a high school basketball player for the brand new Fountain Inn High School. I have an 11-year-old son who loves soccer and a 10-year-old daughter who loves dance. And when I'm not doing women's empowerment, I'm a speech therapist. So I work with 2 and 3-year-olds during the day. But what I tell people is I'm fortunate enough that I am somebody who knows their purpose. And I know that I've been purposed to inspire, educate, and empower others. And so what I love about that is I feel like when you are clear, you have clarity around your purpose, you walk out that in everyday life. So I get to do that in all facets of life.
Awesome. And it's so great when your purpose and your passion matches. Isn't
Hmm.
that a great feeling?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I love it. And at 5 days away from the Celebrate You Experience 22. Yay. And I am going to be in the midst of all that greatness that's going to go on this weekend. And
Yes.
I'm super excited.
Yes, 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 yes. Celebrate you is simply just that I don't think women do that enough. And I think that it's very easy for us to celebrate everybody else,
Mm.
especially when we wear lots of roles. I mean, lots of hats and we have lots of roles and responsibilities. You celebrate your kids, your coworkers, your friends, your family, your spouse. You celebrate your boss when they get a promotion. But then when it comes down to you, you're either tired, worn out, depleted, or you put you off, off, off. And before you know it, you're not even on your plate. You're not even on your to do list. And I think that we deserve to be celebrated.
I agree. I agree. I love celebrations. Like I said,
Mhm.
celebrations one of my favorite things to do. Even when I have a list of things that I need to do,
Yeah.
if I do a small part of anything on that list, I'm going to celebrate, whether it's a pat on my back or
Yeah.
I'm going to treat myself to my favorite soda cherry Coke.
Right.
Anything. I'm going to do
Yeah.
something to celebrate because it gives me momentum to continue.
Yes, that part. That
Mhm.
is where the momentum comes from. And to be honest with you too, sometimes celebrating you doesn't even have to be this big thing, or we don't have to wait until we've done this major thing, right? You woke up this morning and got out of bed and did the best that you could. Celebrate that. Celebrate that you're still here. And if you're still here, God has purpose for you. And so sometimes for me, celebrating me honestly is looking at me in the mirror and saying, I'm proud of you. I
Mhm.
see you. That's me celebrating me, and we don't even do that.
That's true. And that's
Yeah.
actually very powerful because we would let that one thing that we didn't do
Yes.
or one thing that we should have did differently.
Mhm.
I know I'm guilty of it. I
Yeah.
am. I am guilty of it. And I try to snap myself back, being positive, nay,
Right.
I gotta keep that positivity going because it's all a mindset. Um,
Yes.
yes. So tell us about your conference and why now for your conference.
Okay, so this is actually the second Celebrate You. The first one happened in 2019, and the bigger scope of this is that I released a book at the start of 2020, literally the weekend before the world shut down for the pandemic. And the title of the book was "Who Am I and How Did I Get Here? The Journey from Invisible to Celebrated." And in that book, I talk about my personal journey About 5, 6 years ago, when I really had kind of lost me in my roles and responsibilities. So from the outside to everybody, all looked well, life looked well, kids were thriving, marriage looked great, and I was dying on the inside. And I felt like I didn't even see me in the mirror anymore. I just looked right past me. And so for me, it took mindset work, it took faith, it took heart work to get to a place where I could feel like I deserved to be celebrated. And I believe that the lessons that I learn in life aren't just meant for me. And so once I did the work, I wanted to help other women do the work as well. Where here's the thing, sometimes we go to conferences, we do self help, we listen to podcasts, and we're in that moment and it's inspiration. Oh, that's so great for them. And then we go right back into our same habits and routines and daily patterns. And so in 2019, I wanted to disrupt that a little bit. I wanted you to come and get immersed in some mindset and some heart and just a different energy. And I am big on energy, and I wanted women to actually put that phone down, carve out some time for you, and just let me pour back into you, pour back into yourself. And we did. And it was amazing. Well, then, of course, at the end of 2019, we said, oh, we're going to do this again. And 2020 brought a pandemic.
Yeah.
That meant we were all in the house. And then 2021 came, and my dad was ill, and I knew that he was passing, and I made a tough decision to put my business down completely for the year of 2021. And to be completely honest with you, at the end of 2021, I kind of had a conversation with God, and I was like, so I mean, what are we doing? Like, did I already do this Empower for Purpose thing and I'm just done? Like, what is this about? And there have been a handful of times when I can tell you that I heard God very clearly say something to me. And at the end of 2021, he said that just because life had happened, it didn't mean my purpose had changed.
Wow. Wow, that's powerful.
And
Wow.
I was like, oh, well, since you put it that way, yes, we'll be doing Celebrate You again. But honest to goodness, now more than ever, women need to become intentional about carving out time for themselves, pouring back into themselves, finding community and like-minded women where they can just get energy from each other and fill their cups. I mean, like, more than ever. Like, the pandemic in the last 3 years, for some women, like, we're here by the grace of God. But the fact that we're still standing, the fact that all of us have a story about how life has happened, but we're still here, that deserves to be celebrated. So yeah.
Absolutely. I agree that we are still here
Yeah.
because what more reason to celebrate than just being present?
Yeah. But I mean, some of the things that people have overcome, like, it would have taken somebody else out. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
Like, and it didn't take you out.
right.
And you might feel tired and you might feel worn out. And now you might not be standing up strong and your crown might not be on straight. But honey, if you are still standing, celebrate that.
That
Because, like you were saying earlier, that's also where the motivation to keep going comes from. Sometimes when we just stop and look back to how far we've come, that can fuel us to keep going. Because a lot of times we're just so focused on where we're not yet,
exactly,
or
exactly.
everything that went wrong. But even in the went wrong, something went right.
Something went right, and
Yep.
that's one of the things I believe in every situation,
Yeah.
good or bad. There is something positive in it.
Yep.
There is something. I tell you that is powerful.
Yeah.
Celebrate. I love it.
Yeah.
So, your conference here geared toward empowering women.
Mhm.
So, with the different roles that women have that you mentioned earlier, which woman do you want to show up at this conference?
Well, that's the beauty in it. I want all of them. And let me tell you why I say that. Because more specifically, what I like to say is I want the woman whose light is a little dim,
Mhm.
right? It's a flicker there. So she's pushing forward, but her light is a little dim. I want her to come to the event on Friday and Saturday because I believe that we can reignite her spark. But the woman whose light is shining pretty bright right now, like, you've got a pretty bright light, I need her to come too, because this is what I know to be true. We're better together and we're more alike than we are different when we take the time to see it. So come shine your light bright and help illuminate somebody else. right? I believe in space where lights don't outshine other lights. More light just makes it brighter.
I
So
love
I want every woman to be there. I think that there will be something for every woman. Partly because of prayer, but mainly because of strategy. So there will be heart renewal, mind renewal, and spirit renewal. And
it.
so on Friday night, everything from a comedian so that you can laugh to a mindset session to a girlfriend's panel discussion where we're just going to talk about how it is that we're celebrating. Some people don't see how you can celebrate. Well, this happened and that happened. What do I have to be thankful for? Ooh, girl, let's talk about it. We're gonna dance. We have a DJ coming. She's gonna play some old school music.
Yeah.
So something in all of that will fill your cup, right? And then on Saturday, we're gonna do workshop style sessions. We've got a licensed therapist coming. We've got a motivational speaker. I will be doing what I call a release session. I'm big on the fact that sometimes we can't receive until we release. There's something that you're holding on to that's heavy and you need to let it go. So in all of that, in the strategy behind what to put together, there's something that you're going to walk away with. The only thing I ask women to do is come open.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Openness so you can receive. I love
Yes.
it. And release, because that release is huge.
Yes, it is. It is.
It's
And
huge.
it's interesting because honest to goodness, in 2019, we did a mirror work session
Mhm.
and just giving a woman a mirror and just asking her to look at herself in that mirror open for some women, just like that. I mean, just immediately
Yeah.
because they just hadn't taken the time to do that. But this time around, though, what I believe we need to release, and again, remember, it's the lessons that I've learned in life, is we walk around with a lot of unrealistic expectations of our for ourselves,
Mhm.
and they're what's keeping us stressed, and they're what's blocking our peace. Um, we walk around with past hurts that because we can't release those are hindering us from getting our blessings now, right? Like it's a lot of us that we don't even realize our hands are closed so tight and we're praying to God and he's sending us our answers, but we can't even see them and receive them because our hands are so tight.
Mm.
And I think that it's time to let some of that go.
That is awesome. So tell us again the dates and times of this conference.
Yeah, so 5 days away. So Friday, September the 23rd, and Saturday, September the 24th. So Friday is Friday night from 6 to 10, and it's right here in Greenville, South Carolina at the Change Church. And Saturday is 9 to 1. And so the Change Church is a pretty neat location here in Greenville, near the Greenville Mall. I think the address is 905 Airport Road. I feel like, but they actually have a location, a building. So it's not a traditional church. It's more of a building, but they allow you to rent it out to have events there. So I'm excited about it.
Awesome. I am excited as well.
Yep.
Now, this question is what I'm going to ask you that
Okay.
I've been to many conferences
Hmm.
and I never quite know what to wear.
Right.
So what do we wear to your conference?
That's a really good question. Now, what's funny is I don't have a specific answer for you. I am going to tell you on Friday night that I want you to dance.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you that we'll have dinner Friday night. We'll do some fun, lighthearted games, just and laughter. So on Friday night, I'm going to tell you to come cute,
Mm,
but comfortable enough to dance, right?
okay.
And now, comfortable enough to dance might mean that you're one of the people that come in your heels and you take them off when it's time to dance. I can tell you, I'll have two pairs
That's
of
me.
shoes. I will have two pairs of shoes. The ones that I walk in and the ones that I dance in will not be the same. But I want you to feel good about yourself. So whatever makes you feel good. Like the last thing I would want is for a woman to be thinking, I really wanted to go to that event, but I don't have anything to wear.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is come comfortable. And then Saturday is 9 to 1. It's more like conference style. So like workshop session, you're going to be sitting a lot. I've not been in this building before. I would tell you to bring a jacket just in case it's cool. But again, what makes you comfortable? I don't want you to wear something and you feel tight and up fitted because I want you to be focused and I want you to be focused on you and I want you to feel good. So whatever makes you feel good, that's what I want you to come in.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. So share with us some of your sponsors at your event.
So I have been so blessed, Nay. Like, man, have I been blessed. So here locally, Liberty Tax is been my snack sponsor for this year, which just means that they were gracious enough to provide the funding for all the snacks that are going to be out. And then Grace Space Counseling, which is actually a licensed therapist that's here in the area, is our dessert sponsor for Friday night, and she will be there. So I'm excited about that because, I am aware that sometimes what women just need is a little shift. They just need a couple tips and strategies, and that's going to help them move forward. And other times, a couple tips and strategies is just enough to let a woman know how stuck she really is. And so, because of that, I'm always trying to partner with therapists locally so that if there's somebody that I can't help, there's somebody else I can send. So she'll actually be in the building. And we actually have a presenter on Saturday that's a licensed therapist as well.
Okay.
And then I have a couple of material sponsors. So one is a good dear friend of mine who's opening a day spa in the south side of Atlanta this fall called Bella Vita Day Spa.
Okay.
And then we have another local who's actually a private nurse. And so her business is First Class Nursing. And she has a pretty neat concept because she's a nurse concierge. So like if you had know of somebody here and maybe they don't have family locally, so they don't have somebody that could go with like an appointment with them or help them make sure that they're getting their medicines and doing the right thing, then her business specializes in that.
Uh,
So I have been blessed, girl.
uh,
And oh, let me tell you this. So I have friends that own a Chick-fil-A in Lawrence, South Carolina, and they are sponsoring fruit, lemonade, and tea for Saturday.
Awesome. I
Yeah.
tell you, when you have that purpose and that
Mhm.
passion and you being obedient to what God tell you to do, he will open those doors for you.
Yes.
I
Yes,
love
yes, yes.
I love it. And I'm actually familiar with grace-based counseling as
Mhm.
well. So I'll be excited to see her this
Oh,
weekend.
good. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely exciting.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna get ready to wrap up here, but before we wrap up, I want to mention that you're also an author.
I am.
Can you tell us about your books?
Yes, and I was trying to look to see. I'm upstairs in my office, but I've been moving a lot of things around. So I had one over here on the floor. But I don't see it. But so I wrote a book, the one that I told you, Who Am I and How Did I Get Here? The Journey from Invisible to Celebrate It. And in that book, I just share some of the lessons that I learned in life that helped me shift my mindset and do some hard work so that I could believe that I deserve to be celebrated and that that celebration could come from me. It didn't have to come from other people. And then in 2020, during the pandemic, I released a 90-day journal that's called Fill My Cup. And it's just a faith based accountability guide that you can use for 90 days. And it is just like a daily check in, it's guided. So, one of the very first questions is, what am I releasing to God today?
Mm,
And what does that mean that I can focus on? What am I grateful for? So just that mindset accountability that you can give yourself, that moment to fill your own cup. And so it actually has mantras in it and a checklist for you to do every 30 days, checking in with yourself, what kind of self-care, um, some goal setting tips. And the bonus is it has coloring pages. So I got into adult coloring a couple of years ago as an amazing stress reliever.
amazing.
So yeah, and both of those are actually available on my website. So that's just www.shaylasadler, my name.com.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And how can my viewers and listeners connect with you?
So I'm on social media. Facebook is probably the most consistent place that you can find me. And I'm Shayla Lloyd Sadler on social media. And I do have a Facebook group, but my page is public. So you have any problems finding me. And I would love like follow, connect, talk to me, see what's going on. I'm excited about some of the things that are coming down the pipeline pretty soon. So yes, by all means, get connected.
Exciting. Just talking to you, it is inspired me just talking to you, but off
Oh,
camera and
good.
on camera. And I'm still super, super excited about this weekend.
Yeah.
But I am going to do something that just came to me. And if
Okay.
I don't do it, I probably won't sleep tonight.
Uh-oh.
Grab this because when you're talking about release, um,
Hmm.
I also wrote a book called Daddy, Do You Love Me?
Yeah.
And it's actually written for teen girls who are going through the absence of their father who choose to
Mm.
be absent.
Mm.
And I know that there may be women who have dealt with this. It's just when you talk about release,
Mhm.
it needs to be released. Now, this book,
Mhm.
I'm not trying to promote myself. However, I'm going to share that this book, I gave it to my mom
Mhm.
on her cell phone. I gave this book to my mother and she videoed me. She sent me a video telling me how much this book changed her
Aw.
life. There's a mom who want to give this to their child,
Mhm.
or maybe there is a mom in the audience who is dealing with this issue. When you talk about release, I'm going to donate this for you
Wow.
to give to someone, however you choose fit.
Oh, wow. That would be so awesome.
Um,
Thank you
I'm actually going to give
so
you
much.
two. I'm gonna give you two.
Okay. So bring them with you on Friday.
I will. And you do
Yeah.
whatever
Oh,
whatever seems fit, you
yeah.
do. But I probably wouldn't have slept the night if I wouldn't have doing it because I just
Oh, that's just so beautiful because
and
you're right to say that. And the crazy part about it, Nay, is that sometimes we don't know what people are going through, but people don't know what they're going through. You can just have buried so many things. And that's why I believe that healing is a lifetime thing. You don't ever arrive at healed
right.
because the more clarity you get, it's levels to healing. And sometimes we can only heal at the level in which we've been ready to acknowledge, and then you do a little bit more work and maybe something else, and a lot of times it looks like triggers. And you have to start asking yourself, why does that
Mhm.
bother me the way that it does? What
Yeah,
is it in me that
yeah.
that affects me the way that it does? Oh, maybe that's an area. And so I think that that's so powerful because sometimes when you're in survival mode and you're just trying to get from point A to point B, you're not aware. You don't have clarity around what's really underneath the surface. You're just dealing with the topical stuff.
That is absolutely correct.
Yep.
Wonderful. That was a moment for me. So I am super excited. But before we get out of here, I just want to know,
Okay.
would you play a little game with me?
Okay, sure.
Okay. So this game is called Let Me Be Clear. We've been talking about clarity a whole lot this evening.
Okay.
So let me be clear on inspiration. Why is it important to inspire others?
Because we all need community and connection. Nobody really wants to feel like they're alone.
Mm,
You
mm.
may have some walls up so that you're not, you may keep people at a distance, but at our core, we're created for community. We're created for connection.
Awesome. I absolutely love it. And we talked a lot about celebrating you
Mhm.
and this evening. So my last question, these are going to be the parting words for our audience.
Okay.
Let me be clear on celebrations. Remind us on why we should celebrate and why women should attend your conference this weekend.
Okay. I believe that all women should celebrate themselves because we're fearfully and wonderfully made, and because God equipped each one of us with a unique purpose. And because He's equipped you with purpose, He's also given you every single thing that you need to fulfill that. And you have to know that you're enough, and you have to be willing to validate you, and you have to be willing to show up for you. And when you do those things for you, when any and everybody else does it, it's just the blessings and the overflow because you've already solidified those things in you. And more importantly, when you make time and space to remind yourself of who God says you are and how God sees you, because He sees you as His daughter, then you know that you're worthy of celebration and you deserve to be celebrated. And if you don't know that, or you've forgotten that, or you haven't been walking fully in that, then that is why you want to be with us on Friday and Saturday so that we can love on you and remind you that you deserve to be celebrated and you deserve to be celebrated by you.
I love it. Thank you
Yep.
so much. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much. I needed this tonight. I needed to talk about it because I get so excited.
Yeah.
And I was going down the checklist today. And you can get caught up in the task, but I needed this. I probably needed this more than your audience needed it. So thank you so much. I
You are
appreciate you.
welcome. It's a blessing all around. It's a blessing all around. That's why I love being connected to the kingdom.
Yes, yes,
I love
yes.
it. Well, once again, thank you for tuning in to Just a Moment of Clarity with Positive Nate. I am your host, Positive Nate, and our special guest this evening was Shayla Sadler of the Celebrate You Experiences Experience 22. We look forward to seeing you this weekend in Greenville, South Carolina.